Chapter 4. Nomadic and Settled Life. Reading Objectives. Nomadic Life. Types of Tribes. Case Study. The Gonds. The Ahoms. In large parts of the subcontinent, society was already divided according to the rules of Varna, that were divided into high and low caste, on the basis of their birth. However, there were some societies that continued unchanged for thousands of years. These were called the tribal societies. They did not follow the caste rules laid down by the Brahmins. Many of these still exists in India. Nomadic life. Over 50 million Indians are classified as tribals. Tribals and nomads form a sizable portion of the Indian population. They are living in every part of India. For thousands of years, these tribals lived undisturbed or untouched by social and scientific developments on the hills and densely wooded regions which were viewed in tempting and unsafe by others. Tribals are settled mostly in the forest areas while the nomads and itinerants keep moving. They do not settle at one place. When the supply of food for these people gets depleted in an area, they move along with their cattle and rest for a while where they find grazing lands and water. They are also called banjaras. They continue their traveling with their families in big groups. Enrich yourself. The best known pastoral and hunter-gatherer tribe in history were the Mongols. They inhabited the grasslands of Central Asia and forested areas further north. By 1206 Genghis Khan had united the Mongol and Turkish tribes into a powerful military force. At the time of his death, 1227, he was the ruler of extensive territories. His successors created a vast empire. At different points of time, it included parts of Russia, Eastern Europe, and also China and much of West Asia. The Mongols had well-organized military and administrative systems. These were based on the support of different ethnic and religious groups. In India, nomadic people live in many of the states, like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, northeastern states of Nagaland, Meghalaya, Assam, Manipur and western India, like Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Tribals have their own gods and deities. Their lifestyle, customs and beliefs are different from the settled people. The speedy expansion of farming resulted in a marked decrease in forests which were the original home of most of the tribes. Thus, in many places the tribes have been rooted out from their original villages and have been opened to new cultures. In some places, they have absorbed certain facets of new cultures and have begun to lead a settled life, following better methods of agriculture and hunting. Tribal people, nomads and itinerants are very rich in arts and crafts. Kulas, Gonds, Bhils, Orans, Kolis, Lamdis, Toda are the chief tribes and nomad dynasties of India. Their men and women share the household work and do different jobs. Jugglers and roadside show artists come from tribal families. Do you know, tribal organization is often based on kinship or clan loyalties. A clan is a group of families or households claiming descent from a common ancestor. Get to know more. Anthropologists tell us about tribes. The study of tribal culture and lifestyle is a part of the science of anthropology. As the tribals did not keep written records, they continued their customs and traditions orally. It is, therefore, very difficult to know about them. Research scholars come to the tribal regions, befriend the tribals, live with them and learn their culture. They record their daily act, social customs, religious faiths, housing system, language or dialect, arts and crafts, funerary practices, songs and ethnic story of the tribals. The anthropologists find the local inscriptions and literature and provide information to the historians. Type of tribes. Tribal people did not keep written records, but they preserved rich customs and oral traditions. These were passed down to each new generation. Anthropologists have divided the tribes based on either geographic regions, their races, the languages they speak, their economic activities, or their religious faiths. Many tribes continue to follow their original way of life, till today. Fact 1. In subcontinent, society was divided according to rules of 2. In the nomadic people live in and states etc. 3. The forest is the original home for they. 4. Are some of the chief tribes of nomad dynasties of India. Food gatherers and hunters are found in a very few numbers today. Shifting cultivation is practiced by the Khasis of Meghalaya even today. They do June cultivation, when trees are cut and burnt and seeds are sown in the ashes. After 2 years the tribe would go to a new plot. Artisans sell their craft work. The coats of Nilgiris are known for this kind of works, like baskets or ropes or even woven cloth for agricultural products. Pastorales and cattle herders move pasture to pasture. They exchange milk products with other things they need. The Todas of Nilgiris and Gaddi in Himachal Pradesh practices such system of barber. Folk artists perform aerobatic stunts and entertain people. Some lead a nomadic life. The Pradhans, a tribe in Madhya Pradesh, were the official genealogists of the Gonds. So, there are many tribal groups, having own marked customs, faiths and lifestyle. Some groups are very powerful and control a lot of territory. In Punjab the Bhakkars and Khokhars are powerful tribes. In the northwest, the Baluchis, and in the western parts, the Bhils and Kolis were the main tribes. The Chiro, the Mundas and Santhal were among the other important tribes that lived in this region and in Orissa too. Case study: Gonds and Ahoms. Gonds. The name, Gond, was taken from the Telugu word, Konda, which means a hill. From an early time, they had been living in the upper Narmada valley and the neighboring forest areas, which had many hills. This region is also called Gondwana. The Gonds were one of the largest and best known tribes in central India, parts of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh and Risha. According to Abul Fazl, several Gond kingdoms came up during the Mughal reign. Ga Katanga was the largest among them. Their powerful rulers Aman Das gave away lands to the Brahmins. They declared that Aman Das and his forefathers were Rajput. His son Dalpat married Durgavati, who was a Chandela Rajput princess. After the death of her husband, she began to rule as the regent of her minor son. The Mughal army invaded Ga Katanga. Durgavati and her son died fighting in the battlefield. Thus, Ga Katanga became a part of the Mughal Empire. The Gond kingdoms were very rich. They exported elephants to other kingdoms chiefly. They were farm workers. They rear cattle and do odd jobs, but they are hardworking people. Their homes usually do not have inner walls and the rooms are separated by baskets. These baskets are used to container of food items. The Gonds worship their particular gods and deities. The Gonds believe in spirits and believed in Hinduism. Do you know, the Gonds are believed to be the first tribe in India to have their own kingdom. Ahoms. The Ahoms are believed to be the most educated to their times. The first recorded history comes in the shape of Burunjis. Burunjis were the historical chronicles which were maintained by the Ahoms. The Ahoms form a sizable part of modern Assam even today. Sukfa was a chieftain who founded the Ahom dynasty in 1228 in Assam. This dynasty ruled the area for about 6 centuries up to 1826. Their capital throughout remained Garagaon. The Ahoms were very brave warriors. They defeated Mughal army many times. Aurangzeb succeeded in taking some part of the Ahom kingdom in 1661. The Ahom king Jidwaj Singha signed a treaty and accepted to pay tributes to the Mughal king. But his successor Chakradhwaj Singh refused to honor the treaty and inflicted a heavy defeat on the Mughals. He reoccupied Guwahati in 1671, which was captured in Aurangzeb's period. The conflict between the aspirants of Ahom throne weakened the Ahom kingdom. The Burmese captured the Ahom territory in 1818. But the British, who had strengthened their rule in India, drove away the Burmese from Assam and in 1826 occupied the Ahom territory under the Treaty of Yandabu. Ahom society was very intellectual. Poets and scholars were given land grants. Important works of Sanskrit and historical works as Buranjais were also written in Ahom. Theatre was encouraged. Searching dictionary. Nomads. Members of a tribe who moved from place to place to find food and shelter. Aristocracy. People born in the highest social class. Word to know. Tribals and nomads forms a sizable portion of the India population. Tribals are settled mostly in the forest areas while the nomads and itinerants keep moving. Tribals have their own gods and deities, lifestyle, customs and beliefs. Kulas, Gonds, Bhils, Orans, Kolis, Lamdis are the chief tribes and nomad dynasties of India. The Gonda were one of the largest and best-known tribes in central India. The Ahoms were very brave warriors. They defeated the Mughals many times. Burunjis were the historical chronicles which were maintained by the Ahoms.